of people not only in Niger State but also.
Still a chance for Arjen Robben. It's
let him shoot. No problem.
Welcome to the new month of June, and I pray that Almighty will give us the strength and grace to achieve all that our hearts yearn for this new month. This is the Gallery Television newspaper headline review this morning, and I'm Eleje Chidima. This morning we'll begin with the Nigerian Tribune newspaper with a major headline: I need your support in picking my successor, Buhari tells APC governors. I need your support in picking my successor, Buhari tells APC governors. That's the major headline on Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning, and the full story is on page 2. Above the major headline, we have a story: monkeypox, federal government direct hunters, bushmeat sellers to discontinue business. Bans transportation of wild animal products. That's on page 4. On page 27, still on the Tribune, we have a story: Lagos Okada ban. Police, DSS, Navy orders in roadshow ahead of today's enforcement. Still above, Methodist prelate review: abductors collected 100 million naira before our release, he says. That's on page 26 on the Tribune newspaper this morning. Above, there is another story: Oyegun panel concludes screening at Lawan Akpabio backs consensus. That's on page 2. On page 3 on the Tribune newspaper this morning, we have a story: PDP National Convention fallout, resign now, Clark tells IU. That's on page 3. Below we have a side story: Oyo begins fresh CFO scheme. Prescribe new fees for residential, commercial, agri land owners. That's on page 4. 62 abducted train passengers to be released soon, says negotiators. That's on page 27. On page 11 on the street on the Tribune newspaper this morning, at least 3.1 billion naira fraud. Court grants Okorota 50 million naira bill. That's on page 11. We have another major headline on the Tribune: Oyegun, APC NWC set for shutdown with Adamu as Zono chairman accused him of constitutional breaches. That's on page 2 on the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. At the Nation newspaper this morning, we have a major headline on the Nation: Buhari seeks APC governor support to pick successors. Buhari seeks APC governor support to pick successor. We want a candidate that can win. Governors meetings on presidential proposal deadlock. That's the major headline on the Nation newspaper this morning. Above, monkey or still on monkeypox, federal government bans sale consumption of bushmeat. That's on page 23 on the Nation. Members gave my abductor 100 million naira ransom, says Methodist prelate. That's on page 3. Oyetola condemns police shooting of the Nation reporters. Train attack, terrorists demand taken to government. That's on page 3 and 5 on the Nation. Below we have a story: NWC members accuse party chairman Adamu of taking unilateral decision. Buhari and his unfolding succession plan. That's all we can take from the Nation this morning. The next this morning is the Daily Independent newspaper. The Independent newspaper has a major headline on presidential primary. APC governors settled for Northern candidates. Presidential primary, APC governors settled for Northern candidates. Focus on Ahmad Sani Yerima. Ahmad Lawan feared no Southern candidate may beat article. That's the major headline on the Daily Independent this morning. Above, we have a story: abducted Methodist prelate admits payment of 100 million naira before release. Telecoms face decline investment over infrastructure vandalism theft. That's above the major headline on Daily Independent. Our side story says: crisis in APC as NWC members squad up against party chairman. That's on page 29. We have a story on page 7. Security operatives raid IBOP ESN camp, kill 3 in a point. Still on page 7, there's another story there. PDP resume governorship primary to accommodate Bauchi governor. Presents certificate of return to Atiku today. That's on page 7. On page 6, NUJ urges redeployment of CP over shooting of journalists to others. That's on page 6. We have another major headline on Daily Independent this morning. Buhari unfolds credentials of APC presidential candidate. Appeal for governors that all interests must converge for victory. Leaves for Spain amid preparation for party convention. On page 6, we have a story below. Another story, alleged 2.9 billion naira fraud, court grants Okorocha 500 million naira bail. That's all we can take from the Daily Independent. Taking us to the next, the New Telegraph. The New Telegraph this morning has a major headline on 2023. Allow me choose my successor, Buhari urges APC governors. 2023, allow me choose my successor, Buhari urges APC governors. Vow to provide stronger leadership for increased electoral fortunes as parties settle for Northern candidates to tackle PDP. Party's NWC members may challenge Adamu's leadership style in court. That's on page 2 and 4 on the New Telegraph this morning. Above we have a story, pressurizes federal government to end insurance. Autumn urges UK parliamentarians. Okada ban, Lagos police, DSS army warn riders to stay away. That's on page 3 and 6 on the New Telegraph newspaper this morning. On page 8, we have a story, federal government to sign MOU with Spain on extradition transfer of convicted persons. Church paid 100 million naira for my release, says Prelate Uche. Above we still have a story above the New Telegraph that says air travel assign Asian syndicate rips off Nigeria on ticket sales. Below we have a side story, hunters kill Boko Haram commander deputy in Sambisa forest, recover AK-47 Rafale motorcycles. Army to engage ex-servicemen in fighting terrorism others. That's on page 2 and 3, still on the New Telegraph this morning. On page 3, we have a story on the New Telegraph, alleged fraud, court admits Okorocha to 500 million bail. Below we have another major headline, why Bala Mohammed didn't step down for Atiku. That's on PDP primary. Party knows mini convention to realign NWC position. As NWC members move to still north, south rap, PDP chairman must return to south before election, says George. Southwest may nominate Mimiko. Clark said Ayon to resign, alleged bias. That's all we can take from the New Telegraph this morning. And the next with me is the Vanguard newspaper. The Vanguard has a major headline this morning. Buhari's soccer points to APC governors. Buhari's soccer points to APC governors. I'll pick my successor. Says governors were given re-election tickets or allowed to choose their successions. Adds we must choose someone that will give us victory. President jet to Spain with governors, ministers to perfect plan. Parties candidates may come in through consensus. 23 aspirants to be prone to 4, 1 from north, 3 from south. Buhari 12-point speech that jailed APC governors. Jonathan's fate sealed as Okorocha's hang in the balance. That's the major headline on the Vanguard this morning, and the full story is on page 5. We have a story above, alleged 2.9 billion naira fraud, ex-Imo Governor Okorocha secure 500 million bail. Crisis erupt in Benue APC over Gamba primaries. That's on page 11 and 13. Still on the Vanguard newspaper this morning, we have a story on page 27. Bandits abduct students, travelers on Benin Gwari road-borne vehicles. Above we have another story, PDP presidential primaries resign now as national chairman. Clark tells Ayo, kidnap saga, they showed me the decomposed corpse when I negotiated 10 million naira. Methodist prelate. We have a story below, APC crisis, we have become redundant NWC members cries out. Tekon ECWA gives federal government 7 days to arrest Islamic cleric inciting religious crisis in Taraba. think that's all we can take from the Vanguard. That will take us to the Punch newspaper this morning. The Punch newspaper has a major headline: Presidency search for strong consensus candidate. Buhari direct APC governors. Presidency search for strong consensus candidate. Buhari direct APC governors says the chosen one must be a nationally acceptable, possesses electoral value. President didn't disclose his favorite Nasarawa governor. Akeredolu backs consensus. APC governors in strategic meeting as Onyego Guild, Greece Osibanjo, Lawal Bello others. That's the major headline of the Punch newspaper this morning, and the full story is on page 2. Still on Punch, we have a story above the major headline: Buhari embarks on 80th foreign trip in 5 months. That's on page 16. Okada ban begins today. Lagos deploy more boats. That's on page 8. A kidnapper showed us decomposing bodies. Church paid 100 million naira ransom, Methodist prelate said. Power sometimes go 50% of our production costs, says manufacturers. Telecoms blame governors, others as ICT's GDP contribution trembles. We have a story below. As Imo Governor Silo Korosha Great Bill leaves EFCC custody. Our federal government sends 640 soldiers on peacekeeping duty amid insecurity. That's on page 28 on the Punch this morning. We are helpless, abducted train passengers' families lament. That's on page 8. Still on the Punch newspaper this morning, we have a story: Agri-Varsity workers yet to receive wage arrears, says Sanu. Lagos factory workers loses hand in industrial accident. Firm blames victim. That's on page 4 and 5. 2,334 domestic violence case in 4 months worrisome in Lagos. That's on page 8. A couple, 3 children die. Lagos police suspect generator fume. That's on page 4. Password stealing malware attracts risk by 146.65% in Nigeria, says report. That's what we can take from the Punch this morning. The last we thought this morning, another list is the This Day newspaper. The This Day has a major headline: Buhari meets governors, moves to choose successor. Still Consultant says his candidate will give Nigerian sense of victory, confidence ahead of poll. Governors meeting deadlock. NWC members accuses Adamu of rendering body redundant, taking only unilateral decisions. That's the major headline on This Day newspaper this morning. We still have a story above. 2023, your vote will count. Yakubu assures Ekiti electorate, says monetized politics not good for election. Clark iron a thoughtless partial leaders should resign. Declares Tambawa decision arranged. Dishonorable, tragic betrayal, says Pete Obi position now vindicated. That's both the major headline on This Day newspaper. Okorocha meets bail condition, makes APC presidential screen, and as exercise ends. And that's all we can take from the newspaper headline review this morning. To join us at 12, I'm Eleje Chidima. Thanks for watching.
The life of people not only in Niger State, but also.
Still a chance for Ian Robin. It's
LMC.